Nothing worked. Only I could help myself. Depression turned into motivation, and right now here I am in IITD. Although I stated in my last video, from being a late night person to being an early morning bird, but there was a specific routine which I followed for around 5 to 6 months. Because I was in an evening batch, I wasn't able to study at night after classes. Therefore, I started waking up as early as possible in morning. The day usually gets started at 4 a.m. for me, and so the hustle. Since the exam duration was 3 hours, I used to study in sets of 2 hours and a 30-minute break between these tiring sets. After 3 to 4 such sets, I had my coaching at 3 p.m. and by 8 I used to be at home, and by 10 lights were off. One of the major concerns aspirants face is what we call as paper attempting strategy. There are hundreds of ways you can attempt your exam, but not all of them will work for you. Physics was my favorite subject, so I used to complete that in first 1 hour. Then 30 to 45 minutes were given to chemistry and the remaining time was for maths. But here was a thing I actually never focused on. That was paper analysis. So I started maintaining a mistake copy that really helped me a lot. But there's a twist, man. Even after this, my score wasn't improving. And I realized that I can't go beyond this. Neither in my efforts and nor worse than the result I was getting at that particular time. So, if you are going through hell, then keep going. After all of this hustle, all we need is a good result. And that's exactly what I wasn't able to get. 7 to 8 hours of study, all those practice problems, assignments, modules, deadlines, and effort seemed to be worthless. We all are humans and are habitual of making mistakes again and again. But remember that we all have a bag full of mistakes, and by the time you enter examination hall, this bag should be empty. Believe me, every single mistake is a stepping stone if used wisely. We all have 24 hours a day. While some of us use it very wisely and productively, but rest of us just waste it. It is up to you whether you want to use it or waste it. It's time. It will never stop for you. Make your timetable, write your daily targets, and ensure that before you are sleeping, every bloody target should be completed. There were days when I used to search on Google that how to deal with distractions. And surprisingly, everyone gave new tactics. The hell lot of tactics. But for me, most of them were nothing more than good. If any of those works for you, then great. But if not, then remember that you are your own hero and only you can take yourself to the highs. Take some time and convince yourself that you can do much more better than this. Setting time limit to Insta won't work, and neither locking your phone in social media will. I'm not saying to leave social media for forever, but just make yourself clear that you are available for social activities for only some particular time. It's a journey of 2 years, and everyone needs some sort of motivation for each. And for me, the reason was to prove myself that I can do these things in my own way. I can cry, I can feel low, I can feel depressed, but at the end, I will stand confidently. The journey is not easy. You have to be consistent and work very hard. But at the end, it doesn't matter whether you get selected in some college or not, whether you are able to make it or not. Because if you were cautious during this journey, then you have learned a hell lot of things which are going to help you in your future. Remember not to quit at any point. Just go through this bloody hell. The world is waiting for you, my friend.